Okay, could you state your name for me?
My name is Anthony McClenny.
Alright, okay. First of all, do I have your consent to record this session for practice of certain skills of my graduate course?
Of course.
What brings you in today?
I suffer from self-depression and social anxiety.
So what type of dysfunction is that causing?
It's generally involves issues with racing thoughts, dealing with emotional issues in terms of how to process through them, accepting them, and coming through the realization of what steps do I need to go through in order to cope with it, given if they present themselves in my everyday life.
So have you developed any type of ways of coping on your own?
Yeah, I've been seeking out therapy professionally for a while now, and it's also I've gained a more awareness of when the issue actually arises, whether it's dealing with it in a specific situation or just being self-aware of when I'm getting to a certain point that I have to like calm down, take a moment, and like back up and say, okay, now's a good time to actually deal with this problem, figure out why it's happening, and process it.
Sounds like as if you're determining ways on your own to cope with it. Ones that are more ways of like preventative methods as far as recognizing things earlier, as opposed to being caught guard or so that you're unprepared. Okay, that's really good. So as far as the professional help that you spoke about, how's that worked out for you?
It's been really good because it allows me to have a space for me to have like an unbiased opinion, where maybe in my environment I got a biased opinion before, so getting an outside perspective and point of view allows me to come at it from more of a macro mentality. So that way, when I'm put in these scenarios, I can present them to my therapist and say, what do I need to do? What's a good way to handle this? And am I thinking about this the right way? Because my problem was I would always think of it from only like a couple of different perspectives, even though I would try to take in all of the perspectives that I was capable of, but that would just drive me crazy. You know, it's just, you're just trying to think through everything, and then it's just like, you start getting on one train of thought, and you're hurting yourself.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah. So it's just good for me to be able to stop. What am I really doing? What do I really need to do, and how can I cope through it?
So it's like a self-assessment,
as
opposed with the point of views of others, of someone who's not currently going through, or basically you, essentially what it is.
Because mine was very environmentally based, so me changing my environment, me doing steps that are outside the norm of what I would normally do, getting out of my box.
I got you. So, I mean, how do you feel about it now, at this current point?
At this current point, I've done a lot to really break myself out of what I've usually been a part of. I've changed up my routines, I've moved out, I've gone and been applying for jobs and just like actively pursuing what I need to do, because there's always been that fear of failure. So my problem was always doing, so now I'm actually doing what I need to do. It's not so much that the doubt ever goes away, and that's kind of like the process that you come to when you're dealing with something like that. It's not so much that it ever goes away, but you learn what to identify so that you can actually move forward, and that's what I've been doing. Through like professional help, medication, and everything, it's been, this is what I have to do, these are the steps I need to take, and then by doing that, I'm moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. So it seems as if your fear of failing is like your motivation in transforming your way, your thought process for the better, so you can exact that change in your life. That's really, really good. Okay, I think that is actually all that I have.